Hello, Rob from Fountain Pen Journey. Right, bit of a channel update. I hope you're all well. This current situation, which is obviously affecting many people worldwide, indirectly and directly. I myself, I've been working from home, and yeah, so I've got a lot of stuff going on at the moment. For your information, I'm actually spending a lot of time working on my various pet projects, personal projects. I've had a week off, week and a bit, and during that time I have spent, well, basically what happens when you're not self-isolating, I'm not self-isolating, in lockdown. I inked up 45 pens, cleaned out a load of pens, inked up 45 pens in total last week. And this is kind of what it looks like. I've got even more of this because I'll show you what I've inked up shortly. Not the actual pens themselves, but the inks to show you what I've got to get through over the next few weeks and months. All sorts of stuff going on this channel at the moment. I have got more pen mail videos to do. I've got lots and lots of pen reviews. And don't worry, those people who subscribe to my channel, for the sole purpose of seeing really cheap, affordable pens, I have lots of those coming as well. Excuse me. Today, for example, I've used this pen. Let's move that. This pen, Parker Jotter, medium nib, to make notes pretty much all morning, and it's a great pen. I'll leave pop the link to the review of these Parker Jotter fountain pens down in the description below, so check that out if you haven't seen that. And it just goes to show you, cheap pens can be my go-to pens. I've got all sorts of stuff inked up here. For example, where is it? This will be an upcoming one. TWSBI Eco Yellow, recently released, 2019 at 2020, special edition, special edition. I've been writing an awful lot with that pen. Let's see, what else have we got in here? Oh, here we go. I know I never paid anywhere near top price for this because this was actually a broken pen, but the Diplomat Aero, next level pen, review coming soon, stay tuned. Really lovely pen. Now this one, yeah, you could say, yep, okay, it's a more expensive pen, but was it my go-to pen today? No, it wasn't. The Parker Jotter was. So there is always a place for all of these pens at whatever price range they may be. So I've been doing a lot of notes. I've been writing a lot of stuff to improve the content on this channel. I am also going to start doing another channel, but that's not going to be about fountain pens, so I'm guessing you guys will not be interested in that. So I've got a lot of personal stuff like that going on at the moment, and I want to talk today about what happens when you've been in lockdown for a week. Well, this is what happens. This is a list of this is in my notebook, my sort of daily journal that I do. I suppose it's not even a journal, it's more like a written record of my notes, my memoirs if you like. And this is 45 pens inked up. So you can see what we've got on here. I'll go through this list very slowly. There is a lot of pens I have to enjoy using. Some of these I have already reviewed, so do check those out in my review playlist, or search for them on my channel, you'll find them. So there is all sorts of stuff. Noodler's Ahab there. I've been loving these pens recently. I've always had a Noodler's Ahab inked up ever since I managed to fix them and get them all writing. Really simple, just a little bit time consuming when you get those pens. And yeah, that's one page. And down here we have, focus. there we go. Yep, that is what I have currently inked up. So, plenty of pens. And as you can see, yes, we had one or two burps from the Ahab, because that's what they always tend to do. Yeah, they're fun. That blob there was actually the Facebook teal pen, which is, yeah, for some reason it just managed to completely empty itself into the cap. Took the cap off and, yeah, ink all over the shop. So anyway, that's a whole stack of pens and inks. I've got some interesting inks in here. Now, I also want to talk to you today about these things. Oxford Touch hardcover notebooks. 192 pages, they're A4, and these are phenomenal. I have been using some hardcover A4 notebooks that come from Staples or Office Depot, I think it could be, which have declined in quality over the last couple of years. The pages lost the page marker. That was the first thing to go. The second thing that disappeared out of those notebooks was the margin. So no margin. And then the third thing that was the absolute killer from my point of view was the actual quality of the paper. It became really, really quite thin, really, really absorbent, quite fibrous. If you used a fine nib fountain pen and scribbled a bit, it would just pick up fibres into the tines and block them, get in between the tines, and it was a mess. So I stopped using those cheaper notebooks and needed an alternative. Now, for those of you who do happen to watch my pen reviews, I mean, you'll know that I almost exclusively use Rhodia. I love Rhodia, and don't get me wrong, Rhodia has its place. Rhodia paper is great, and I did a bit of a paper shootout just on my own. It's not been recorded because, in my view, it was a boring video. But I needed something else other than Rhodia. Rhodia is great. It's smooth, very, very smooth paper, affordable, well behaved. You know, you don't get ink bleed through, show through, feathering, that sort of thing too much usually, depending on the actual nib and the ink you're using. But the Rhodia paper is not very good when you're using some more specialist inks. Now, when I say specialist, I'm talking about shimmering and sheening, shimmering and sheening inks in the main. Anything with sparkles or any sort of secondary overlay of colour or sheen, it just doesn't really show up. Sometimes it does, depending on the nib and the ink and the paper and this paper. But more often than not, it's just dull. It's uninteresting. You lose all the lovely properties. You can write with these inks on Rhodia paper without any issues, but at the end of the day, it's not the best. Anyway, as I was saying, the paper in Rhodia pads, or Rhodia paper in general, is my second choice. Now, I actually tried Clairefontaine. I got some Clairefontaine notebooks, and I thought, yeah, these are going to be better than Rhodia. No reason why I should stick with Rhodia. And to be absolutely 100% honest with you, I still wasn't happy with it. I just got a general feeling that there was a little bit too much feedback when writing on the paper. Even though it seemed smooth, it's very, very smooth, it wasn't quite as good as Rhodia. And worst of all, nothing really seemed to... It didn't perform well. The inks just didn't perform well on Clairefontaine paper. So they were a bit of a write-off, especially for the price. I mean, you can get some nice cheap notebooks, but I was still erring towards Rhodia. I tried Black and Red. It's Oxford Black and Red. They're on the Black and Red brand now. Tried their stuff. Super expensive for what it is. It's smooth, it's okay, but no, it's just too expensive. I mean, you were talking sort of almost like 10 quid or maybe even 12 quid for an A4 hardcover notebook. So I went and had a look at these because I have been using the Oxford Campus note pads, which are ring bound, and they are great. And these Oxford Touch notebooks have got the same paper, and this is brilliant because this serves my purpose. It's a hardcover notebook with excellent paper, and I did this shootout, and I absolutely love the way that inks perform on this paper, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So these notebooks are available in a range of colours, always very bright colours, and they've got this soft touch finish. It's almost like rubberized. It's not grippy or anything, but it's got a very soft touch cover. 192 pages, as I said, and there we go. You can see I've used some, well, for a start, some shimmering inks and some sheening inks. I made some notes further down, so you can have a look at this in a minute. So this is the Oxford Touch hardcover notebook, A4 size, like I said, 192 pages, variety of bright colours, they're hard wearing, and they're affordable. Now this was the other deciding factor of this. Like I said, with the Oxford black and red notebooks, I'm sure they were £12 when I looked on Amazon for one A4 hardcover notebook. I'm sorry, I could be going down the Tomoe River paper notebook for that sort of price. I mean, no, not really, I'm joking, but you know, it seemed too expensive. These things were available from Amazon, these Oxford Touch notebooks, pack of 5 from Amazon for £22.99 here in the UK currently. That's the absolute current price. I've just checked it right now, and as far as I'm concerned, for a pack of 5 notebooks of this quality, it's an absolute bargain. They really, really are good. The paper, let's mainly talk about the paper here, because it's smooth, it's very low absorbency. There's barely any bleed through, and certainly no feathering. Never had any feathering. The dry times can be slightly long if you're used to cheaper paper. Depends on the nib, depends on the ink. I'm finding Noodler's inks take ages and ages to dry on this paper if you lay it down thick. But the dry times for most inks on average are around 5 to 30 seconds. So, you know, this isn't the sort of notebook where you can write down to the bottom of the page, flip the cover, flip the page and write away, because it will smear, smudge, all the rest of it. So let's have a look at the inks that I've written down on here. First off, right at the top, there we go, we've got a nice dark purple ink with a very, very good silver shimmer. And that is this Diamine Shimmertastic Frosted Orchid. Can you see that silver shimmer? I mean, it's great. Really, really good. These Shimmertastic inks in the right pens and on the right paper are absolutely great. On cheaper papers, it's almost always lost, the shimmer. And certainly on Rhodia, it's basically non-existent. Very, very weird. The particles must just somehow get absorbed by the paper, which seems weird because Rhodia paper is very good. It seems non-absorbent and it's smooth, but that's Rhodia for you. Next ink down here, Diamine Iridescent Christine. Now I believe that this is a Cult Pens exclusive here in the UK. This is it's an interesting ink. I've had a bit of a love-hate relationship ever since it was launched. I bought a bottle when it was launched. And it's supposed to be a fairly dark teal ink. Now, it is when you write with it, and then it very quickly dries to an almost incredibly dark blue-black, which is not really what I was expecting, and it, well, was supposed to have a red sheen. And for months I've been using this ink, and it's okay, flows well enough, and I never really saw any red sheen. Rhodia, no, nothing. Some papers, yes, a bit. On this paper, look at it. We have got this wonderful, wonderful red sheen. And I would say, for the price, and well, at least in the UK, the availability, This is a very, very viable alternative to one of my favourite inks, the Krishna See at Night, which is very dark blue with a wonderful red sheen, which I'd say is more pronounced than this, but look at that. That is really excellent. Further down here, this is a ink that I talked about the other day. This is Pure Pens Welsh Gold. So this is another diamine ink made exclusively for Pure Pens in Wales. And it's a black ink with a gold sheen. And wow. Really, really great ink. Very affordable again. Really affordable. I'm not a fan of paying a fortune for inks unless it's going to be something special, and this is special ink that costs probably, I don't know, maybe half the price of some inks which are comparable. So this is really, really good. Skipped over diamine iridescent Robert. This is another one of the sheening inks. Now this is a purple ink. Quite a dark purple. It can be a bit reddish purple on absorbent papers. It's got a green sheen. As you can see straight on, it's just about apparent. But look at that. Look at that green sheen there. Really, really good green sheen. Now this is a weird one, this ink, because Robert is... It's a really nice colour, but on absorbent paper, the ink, the actual, if you like, the sheen seems to add to the colour of the ink on the paper. So it goes on a nice, rich, plummy, reddy purple, and as it dries, it looks brown because the green and mixes in with the purple colour. And it looks brown. It's quite weird. It looks like you've written with some sort of dried blood or something. It's a bit unpleasant. But on this Oxford Touch paper, which is the same paper as they use in the Oxford Campus notebooks, it's really, really good. Really good. Look at that Christine again. So they're the two, though there are more. There is also a Maureen, diamine iridescent Maureen. And let's see, what is the diamine? Robert, Maureen, Christine. They're the Philip. There is Philip, but Philip has been a colour that never actually appealed to me. Can't even remember what it was, but there we go. That's that. So there's the Welsh Gold again. Wow. Black, gold, black, gold. Fantastic. So these are really, really excellent notebooks for the price. I will just show you the other side of this paper. Now, we do have tiny bit of show through there. That is show through. It's not bleed through. It hasn't actually bled through to the paper, and that is the Frosted Orchid, diamine Frosted Orchid, which has done that. Now that is also in the in a pen, the Noodler's Ahab, which I have found tends to lay down ink very, very heavily. As a result, it can lead to this. But in other pens, I mean, that is written with the Noodler's Ahab. That is written with the Noodler's Ahab. No, it isn't. No, in fact, both of those are Moonman M600S's with Food A nibs. So no Ahab there, hence probably no damage. So that is what I've been up to. I will be making quite a lot of more pen videos, certainly a lot more reviews coming very soon. Lots and lots of pen reviews. And I've been busy writing notes. I mean, I've been using my Parker Jotter, orange and orange, nice match there. Funnily enough, not in this. I've actually been using my lovely Ruta Tasson notebook cover with Rhodia paper. You see, I haven't fallen out of love with Rhodia. So I'm keeping myself very, very busy during these very unusual times. So thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.